As the challenge to make great original horror films these days gets harder and harder, in comes Get Out. Major kudos to those who can pull off a great horror movie in this day and age. I think they deserve the same amount of credit as Oscar-caliber directors. Generally, modern horror movies aren't exactly the best of sights for movie lovers. From tired old cliches to badly done, money-grubbing PG-13ers, expectations are set at an all-time Mariana Trench low. A silver lining to that is the unequivocal feeling of all we get when actual effort is exerted and as a result a beacon of hope radiates with incandescent luminosity for the horror world. And that is most definitely the case with Jordan Peele's horror debut, Get Out. It had a pretty unappealing trailer, an unoriginal title, but it blew me away! Ladies and gentlemen of the film industry, this is how you make a horror film properly. Alright, so the film starts off at night with a young black dude in a white suburban neighborhood who's abducted in a really creepy manner. The film then cuts to black photographer Chris Washington, played by Daniel Kaluuya. He drives with his white girlfriend Rose, played by Allison Williams, to her parents' estate. They have no idea that he's black and that kind of makes him uncomfortable. Rose's father Dean is a neurosurgeon while her mother Missy is a psychiatrist. They're really friendly to Chris but in a pretty patronizing manner. Chris becomes increasingly uncomfortable when he notices how the black groundskeeper and the black maid are acting so strangely. Pretty soon we find out that things aren't the way they appear at this place. The true genius in this film laid in its masterful ability to provoke laughs, fear, and most importantly, post-film dialogue as a result of the blistering social commentary on race relations in America. Commentary shrouded in an impeccable mix of satirical comedy and horror. When Rose's dad was trying to pander to Chris with these black words and how these creepy old white people at the garden party were saying things about blacks being in style, those types of scenes, in my opinion, serve to highlight the kind of subtle racism that could be found among the politically correct. And whether we're black or white, there are some other scenes in the film that play on our assumptions about how certain events would play out given the race that's involved. The overall message of the film is left in the eye of the beholder, and I think that's part of its beauty. It's so bizarre, it keeps us thinking. I don't remember the last time a horror movie did that. When it came to the fear factor of the film, I am so glad that Jordan Peele decided to keep the jump scares to a minimum, instead opting for tension, unpredictability, and a completely eerie atmosphere. We as audiences are just as confused as Chris as to what the fuck is going on, and equally freaked out. The film's consistent ability to scare, perplex, and amuse the viewer kept me guessing, which led to an extremely satisfying, although slightly predictable payoff. Additionally, Chris is a character we can care for. In the film, Chris has something troubling his mind, which I'll not spoil, but it's touched on in a really bizarre and earnest kind of manner. It wasn't just an eerie atmosphere from a technical standpoint that gave the horror its unprecedented power, it's actually the performances too. Daniel Kaluuya was absolutely fantastic in this film. His subtle performance conveyed suspicion, anxiety, and all-out fear with immaculate panache. And I didn't even know this actor was an Englishman until I looked him up. His American accent is absolutely spot on. However, two exceptionally noteworthy performances were by Marcus Henderson and Betty Gabriel, who played the groundskeeper and housemaid respectively. The housemaid in particular really freaked me out. Her zombified robotic kind of behavior is something that'll give you a sort of paralysis as you're watching her. And of course, a good deal of praise has to go to Milton Howery. He played Rod, who's a hardworking TSA agent and Chris's dear friend. Not only was he absolutely fantastic at providing some much needed comic relief, some of his hilarious lines brought out the film's satirical elements. Truly lovable character, this guy. Don't be fooled by the trailer of Get Out, the film is nothing of the sort. With outstanding performances, non-stop thrills, an eerie surreal atmosphere, and a scathing social commentary on race relations in America, Get Out reassures viewers that it is possible to make an original and scary horror film these days, no matter how absent these features may seem to appear from such films. With a 100% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 134 professional critics at the time of this video, will Get Out be the first horror film in quite a while to be nominated for an Oscar in a major category? I think so. Seriously, when audiences clap in a horror film instead of laugh, you know something is done right. So I'm gonna give Get Out a 9. I think y'all should get out of your chair or your bed or wherever it is you're sitting and drag your ass over to that theater pronto. So these are my thoughts on Get Out. What did you think of the film? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what I do, give me a like, hit that big subscribe button, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.